Doesn't make me proud. None of these make me proud with the amount of money sitting around me, but there it is. Hello there, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I am going to talk to you about my least used handbags and why they are my least used handbags. Some of these I think are going to be really quite surprising, perhaps even shocking. Some of them I was shocked at whenever I looked at them to put this video together, because some of these bags are bags that I would have told you historically were my most used bags, and it's surprising to see where they are now. So these are my least used handbags and why. This comes from a tag video. I was tagged by the very lovely Dayle from Dayle's Addiction to do this video on my most neglected handbags, or the bags I'm just not using, and this tag was created by Caleb Snell, and I will link both of their channels down below in the description box. So let's get started with number one, and as I say, some of these are going to really surprise you if you are a regular viewer of this channel, and the first one is, I can't believe I'm saying this bag. This is the Chanel mini reissue in the graffiti, and this historically has been one of my most used bags from before I had this channel, I think. I have loved and used this bag so much, and for it now to be on one of my least used handbags videos is quite shocking to me. I think though, to be honest, the reason that this is on my least used handbags is because I used it so much that I'm kind of giving it a break. It's one of those bags that I used over and over again. I've worn it so many times with so many similar outfits that I think I overwore it for a while, and I'm now just giving it a break, putting it on the shelf for a little while, and actually using some of the other bags that I could also wear with outfits that I historically would have used this one, because this bag was for such a long time my go-to. It was the bag I lifted whenever I could, basically. If I could make this work with an outfit, which I don't mind a little bit of loud and in your face, I generally could make this work, so I wore this so much, and I think I'm just giving it a little break now, setting it down and letting some of these other bags have a chance to shine too, which will also surprise quite a few people, is this. I know, I absolutely love this bag. Now, this is not a prelude to a vlog sale. These bags aren't going anywhere. I am not doing this video and then coming on with a vlog sale to let them go. So they're staying, but this bag is a bag that I've talked about so much before as to how much I love this bag and how much I used this bag, and I still love this bag, and I do still use this bag, but it is not being used very much recently. It has been one of my probably neglected bags and my least used bags, and the reason for this one I can tell you quite easily. It's all down to this little beauty. I've been addicted to this bag since I got it. This is one of those bags, I don't know why I waited so long. I had this bag on my wish list for so long, but I only bought it whenever I was in Paris with Bestie in December 21. And when I would have used this bag a lot, I'm now using this one. And this bag just, this bag is filling a place in my heart that I didn't even know was missing. This is getting so much use, and it's probably getting used a lot whenever I would have been using this little bag, and that's why this one is now coming up on my least used bags at the moment. I don't think that this is her over and out. I don't think that this is her now back on the shelf and hardly being used. Her time will come back, but she's just taking a little bit of a break to make room for this little beauty. Number three, probably one that you won't be as surprised to see. I know. Every time I pull this bag out to talk about her, or every time I catch her sitting on the shelf and look at her, I think, why are you not using that bag? This bag is so pretty. This Chanel clasp, and it's like jewellery, it's caviar, so it's durable, it's got the little feet, it's got a longer strap. Ew. Sorry. It's got the longer strap, it's got the handle, top handle. I just don't know. I love this bag to look at. I think she's really beautiful. I just don't really use her, and as many times as I've made these videos, this bag keeps coming up in my least used, and I keep telling myself I'm going to start using her. I'm going to make an effort to start using her because she's so pretty, and when I do use her, I love her. There is no rhyme, there is no reason, and again, she's up on my least used bags. Number four, I don't know why I do these videos, because it's quite hurtful to look at all of these bags and the cost of these bags and to think about how little I've been using them. Number four is my Gabrielle. Another bag that I absolutely love, I love the look of, and when I bring this bag out and I show her to you, I can see her in the camera, when I look at her, when I talk about her, I just love her. Like, look at the strap, it's so me. It's gaudy and tacky and in your face, and it's got a logo. I like a logo. I don't know what it is. This, I think with this one, it is slightly heavier than a lot of my bags. The strap obviously makes it a bit heavier. You can carry her like this with the strap to give your shoulder a break. I do like all of the chains. I love the different ways that this can be worn. I think part of it is the weight. I think another part of it is I bought, can you see her? No, she's just out of shot. I also bought the saddle bag from Dior in a colour very, very similar to this. And I've used the saddle bag a bit lately. I hadn't used her for a while, and then I've been using the saddle bag. And I think because the colours are so similar, I've been lifting the saddle bag as opposed to this one. She's still a beauty. I still love her. I'm really sorry to be having this conversation, but she's one of my least used bags at the minute. Next on this happy tour of bags is my Chanel Mini in the 21p caramel in the lambskin. This is the colour that everybody went crazy about. Everybody was after this bag. Chanel hadn't made a mini in a caramel like this in a long time. She also came in the classic flap. She came in the Chanel 19. The lambskin feels delicious. It's really soft. It feels really supple. It's a lovely, lovely bag. It has gold hardware, which I personally think goes really well with the colour of this bag. It's in perfect condition because she's hardly been used. She is absolutely one of my least used bags. And I look at her even with what I have on, this Paris Ami jumper, and she goes. Like, she goes. And I very rarely use her. Don't really know why. This little one, when I would go to look for a neutral, I think of this bag as a neutral, and this is the 17C, I think, rose gold in the caviar in the chevron. I love the chevron pattern. I love the caviar. I love the colour of this. I think the colour of this, I'm going to say it, is just a little bit more interesting than the colour of this one. So this one catches my eye more, and I will use this as a neutral as opposed to this, and I think that's why this little caramel beauty is getting used so irregularly. It's not one I'm proud of because these bags are so expensive, and Chanel Minis are, I love Chanel Minis, but this is one of my least used. I think we're on number 6 now. I think we have 9, and the next one of my least used recently has been this, and this is the Palm Springs Mini. And I know why this is one of the least used. I have the multi-pochette accessoire. I can't speak. I have the multi-pochette accessoire. Still not getting it right. Anyway, you know what I mean? From Louis Vuitton. And I wear it a lot. I think it's a fabulous grab and go, practical, easy to wear, especially with children. Mum bag. It's very light. It sits very flat to your body. I can fit what I need into it. This one, although I think it's really quirky and it's really fun, and I like the shape of the mini backpack look, and I generally wear this bag crossbody as opposed to as a backpack, but it sits that little bit bulkier. It sits out that little bit more. It does fit more than the multi-pochette, but I generally seem to reach for the other one rather than this. And then the times that I was using this one, since this little beauty joined my collection, the Papillion bag, this has reduced the amount of times that I've used the Palm Springs Mini even more. And I think it's because the shape of this is just so different. I think it's really fun. It looks like a mini trunk. It also has this little chain strap, and then it has this thick strap, which I really like. And I've been using this one as something a little bit different when I maybe would have used this one. And between this and the multi-pochette accessoire, this one has really hardly been used at all recently. I still think it's a great bag. I still think it's a very practical bag. It fits a lot. It's very easy to use. It just hasn't been getting a huge amount of use in my collection recently. Next, sticking with Louis Vuitton, and for a long time this was one of my absolute favourite bags. I know why this is one of the least used. This is the Louis Vuitton twist, and it has the limited edition black and white monogram, and it has it on the turn lock as well, which I absolutely love, and it's in the vernet or the patent leather. So sorry, you can see the light. The reason that this is one of my least used is I bought this bag when I had a much smaller bag collection. I think at the time I probably had the Neverfull. I maybe had a couple of other bags, but this was the only small bag that I had. This is the PM size. I didn't have any of the Chanel minis at the time. I didn't have any of the Capucines. This was my only small pink bag, and I love small pink bags. So I wore this bag so much. I think I almost for a while sickened myself of wearing this bag, and I know that sounds ridiculous and sounds very privileged, but I wore it so much that then when I started to get a bigger collection, I took a break from this bag because I have so many photos of wearing this bag. I've been on so many trips wearing this bag. This bag has, it's featured so much for me. I wore it so much. I think then when I got these other options, I just took a break from using this so much and have been using them. They have not been used anywhere near as much as this bag has because there's a lot more options there, and I rotate them and I can use different colours. Whereas when I had this bag, this was the only one, and it was the bag that I always wore. And I think then when they came, I've just been giving this one a bit of a break and using some of the newer options. Next two bags, 8 and 9. Both of these bags are two of my favourite bags in my collection, and I'm just putting that out there before I say this. And these are not for sale. But next least used bag, recently anyway, has been the tweed, the black and white tweed mini. This bag I went through a phase of using a lot. I love this bag. I think it is quintessentially Chanel. It is the one that has the Coco Chanel ribbon through it. I think the black and white is very Chanel. I think the black and white tweed is very Chanel, and it's still in very good condition. I do have a video showing the wear and tear of having used this quite heavily for about a year. But recently it has been one of my least used, and I think the reason that this has been one of my least used is because I also now have, you can see it poking out there, the houndstooth tweed in the 19, and also I have this multicoloured tweed, which I love. I love the colour. Doesn't dampen my love for this one, but I've worn this less and I've worn this one a bit more. This, I think, also, as life has got more back to normal, we have been going out more in slightly rowdier settings, if I can put it that way. This is a bag that I would wear a lot when we're going for dinner and not going to be out tripping around the dance floor with a bag bouncing off the floor, because that would not be good for Chanel tweed. So this one hasn't had the same amount of use. She probably has been a little bit neglected of late, but I still absolutely love her, and she's still one of my favourite bags. Final one, and I haven't included my very recent bags because that wouldn't be fair. They haven't had a chance to be used. And the trendy, which you can see poking in out there, historically did make these bags, but I have been using that bag a bit more recently. So the last one that I haven't been using very much is this. And again, I love this bag. I love this bag. This is the Chanel mini reissue from the Matriarch collection in the multicolour metallic, and I think this bag is stunning. My reason for not using this bag very much is very similar to Dayle's reason on her video, and it is seasonal. This is a bag that I use very much in the summer. Spring to summer, but more summer. I love the colours of her. I love the colour in the sun, and she just shimmers. I tend to not use this bag as much in the winter time, and we're only coming out of winter. We should be in spring, but our weather doesn't always catch up with what we should be in. So this bag hasn't been used as much, and I have used, again, this one whenever there's been an opportunity for a bright bag. I've used this, and this one hasn't had the same amount of use. I do think when I look back though at the summer pictures and outfits when summer hits, I do hope that I'll be using this one a lot again, because I did use this a lot. I love this bag, and I'm just hoping when the better weather kicks in, I will get a lot more use out of her, because I do love her, and she's one of those bags that just makes me happy. I love the colours. She needs to not be neglected anymore. She's a fabulous piece of art, but she is at the minute one of my least used bags and one of my neglected bags, which doesn't make me proud. None of these make me proud with the amount of money sitting around me, but there it is. My most, no, my least used bags, why I think they are my least used bags, my neglected bags. Thank you for tagging me in this video. I hope you have found this entertaining and helpful. If you have, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do consider subscribing. Thank you so much for being with me. Thank you for watching me. Thank you for being here. Please take care, and I will see you again in the next one.